You're tuned into the Average Joe Sports Show by there. Keep it Kilbasa Canto playing.
909, Lady Gaga and R. Kelly right there with Do What You Want. You're tuned in to the Average Joe Sports Show, and I'm the host of the show, Senior Airman Kellen Carr. Right now I'm joined by a panel of distinguished gentlemen, I guess you would say.
Where's the gentleman at?
What?
To my left,
He was talking about me.
Will, the real deal, Veal. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man? Good to be here. I think this is probably going to be my last show. I leave here in about 2 weeks, so unless we do one, I don't even think I'm going to be here next Friday if there was a show.
Well, if you're here next Friday, I'll make sure you get on with it being your last one.
Awesome,
But
I appreciate it.
if not, it's been a pleasure having you.
It's been great, man. I think I found my next calling. Find some sports radio somewhere, somewhere.
Most definitely. Also got in front of me, Squirrel. What's up, brother?
Not much. 69 days, 23 hours, 15 minutes till NFL kickoff.
Till the Cowboys lose their first game?
Yeah, you hateful human being.
That's what I'm
That
talking
is just
about.
ridiculous.
And
He's already on the attack.
Over here to my right, Shawn Burgundy, who's also a Cowgirl fan.
So hateful. Oh, look, you're going to have to forgive me for today. I haven't got a wink of sleep since the International Soccer Bowl started. I've just been glued to my TV, so I'm a little off my game, but I'll get it together.
He's
We're
over
watching
here.
something good.
I'll get it together.
He's over here being sarcastic because I don't know what.
Yeah, I
But
figured.
we will be covering World Cup soccer action. Also, we're going to be going
Why?
through Major League Baseball. Tim Lynchcomb threw his second no-hitter.
Pretty amazing.
Against
No.
the same team, San Diego Padres.
Worst team.
We'll be covering that. Also, Dirk Nowitzki, he got his big man back. Tyson Chandler is back there. We're going to talk about LeBron James. NBA draft coverage is actually going on right now on AFN Sports.
Get 'em.
So if you're not hitting up myafn.net to see what's going on television, then you are absolutely wrong.
And missing out.
Most definitely. Stick around because we're going to have more from Squirrel, Real Deal, and Shawn Burgundy. But we're getting to the music. Here's Tiesto and Matt Como with Wasted. 916 MKTO right there with Classic. We're back here in the Eagle 810 studio. It is the Average Joe Sports Show. I'm Kellen. We got Real Deal, Squirrel, and Shawn Burgundy in the studio. Now, obviously, the big thing going on right now is this time of the year, thankfully, there is the World Cup going on because otherwise it'd be just baseball and I would be absolutely bored.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah, baseball's good.
Baseball is awesome.
Okay, well, let's just go ahead and recap. The Germany and U.S. played last night. U.S. or this morning or wherever you're at in the world. But, Germany won 1-0.
Riveting television.
But the U.S.
You got to understand it. It was good. It was good soccer.
The U.S. did lost. It was 1-0, which is not a completely terrible
that's
showing,
soccer.
right?
I mean, and for the U.S. and we were in the death grouping is what they called it. Nobody expected us to come out
Because
of
when you
that
watched
grouping.
it, you want to die.
And they had the second hardest group of all of the groups.
and nobody expected us
in the
to
World
make
Cup.
it out of there. So for us to do what we did and to play a solid Germany squad, who some predict that can make a run at this
Definitely.
thing,
Aren't
to
they like
hold one
three-time
up.
champions?
Three times.
Three
That's
times? Yeah.
absolutely correct.
And how does this work, though? Like, the U.S. lost 1-0, but they're still moving on to the knockout round. Now, how does that work? I know for people who aren't familiar with the tournament style, the World Cup style, how it works, I know people are like, how do you lose and you still advance?
Well, in round one, it's all based on points. You earn points based on wins, ties, and losses. And then those points are also made up with how many points you win by, how much you score, and then that kind of, I don't know all the points, like how much you get per one, but it works itself out. Kind
No,
of
and you called it. I mean, it's 3 points for a win, a point for a tie, no points for a loss, and then they also have a
point differential.
Point differential. So however many points you score goes into another column. So the reason we move on as the United States is because Portugal lost 4-0 to Germany
in the original matchup.
and we did tie record-wise with Portugal, but we never lost that bad. So our points differential was the tie break between them. So now we move on.
So it's like doing your taxes on TV.
So what can the U.S. what can the U.S. expect going forward?
Well, actually, the first round we get Belgium, and everybody thinks that we actually going to match up well with them because Belgium hasn't played anybody yet. And what Klinsmann's doing with the U.S. is really making up matchup chaos for the other teams. That's why we fared so well. And we absorb the attacks of like Ghana and all these other teams that have a lot more speed or talent than we do, but we counterattack and we put points in the net. So.
You got to be careful though with Belgium. They are undefeated right now. They went into the second round with a perfect score, and a lot of people thought the same thing with them, that they weren't going to be as great. So that's why you said they're a great matchup for U.S. because again U.S. didn't have the same following for it. They also lost one of their starters. I'm not that hip on what everything is. I don't know his name, but they did lose one of their starters to a red card in their last match, so he won't be playing in the first round.
Which I'm glad you brought up the red card, because we're going to be talking about an old boy that
Biter McBiterson.
decided to take a
Get them
bite
chompers.
out of his Italian opponent. But also, I was reading this article online. I don't know if you guys got the chance. I sent you the link, but it was talking about these U.S. There's like 5 players on the U.S. team that are actually, they're citizens in other countries, whether it's military, but they're born in other places, they actually, and some of them even actually live in those countries. But what are your thoughts on that? Would people calling them out saying, well, they're not real Americans, they're not true Americans, even though maybe both their parents were Americans, they were just born in a foreign territory? I mean, you guys have military, some of you are military parents, or Shawn Burgundy, you are.
That's ridiculous. I mean, like, if you were born in another country based off of a military obligation, yeah, you're still an American. That's just a preposterous statement.
I mean, it's still considered military soil or U.S. soil.
I think the conflict too was the fact that a lot of those guys, they still play in those. There was one player in
European
particular,
leagues.
the European leagues. They live over there full time. They just
don't have the avenue to play soccer in America because Americans don't really care about soccer. You're going to
It's
go where the
definitely not
best.
as popular.
And
Yeah.
no
Go
one-
where the best.
No one
talent.
complains in the opposite with, basketball or something when we go to, like, Olympics and stuff, and someone that plays for the NBA goes back and plays, like Ginobili or something.
Exactly. Good point there. And also, I know it's one of those things. Soccer's a hard topic for us to talk about. Will's like, no, not me at all. Did you play college soccer, right?
I played 1 year and then I transferred and followed all my friends. Didn't follow the dream. So
Yeah, but with that being said, it is the biggest sport in the world. I mean, in America
Absolutely.
it's not, but in the rest of the world, soccer is a big deal.
But I think from this World Cup, you can see that it is starting to catch on.
And that's what I was getting ready to say, though.
It is catching on. I mean, look at the masses of people across the U.S.
It seems like this happens only every 4 years, though. People catch that craze.
We
And
gotta
everybody's
win.
USA,
We gotta win.
USA.
We gotta win for it to be important.
And a lot of it has happened because of the winning. That run that we made to qualify for the World Cup. What was 11, 12-0 run that we made. I think has brought some light to the game of soccer, and I think people are kind of getting behind a little bit more than they have in the past. I mean, it's still soccer, but
The World Cup is kind of like the Olympics to me. There's a lot of sports in the Olympics that I don't care for or don't watch, and suddenly when the World Cup, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta catch that. I gotta catch that lacrosse match. Or I gotta catch that.
I would rather watch Saved by the Bell reruns on Telemundo with no subtitles than 10 minutes of soccer.
Wait,
But
I've actually done that?
Go USA.
All
that's
right.
probably because we all seen them on. It doesn't matter what they say.
My only issue with it is how long the games are in between. Like, I'm waiting a week to see another one. That's kind of difficult.
Yeah, it
for
almost
me.
gets like the NBA playoffs. It's just too drawn out.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, here we go.
Oh.
All right, stick around. We got the lightning round coming up here in a moment. Got a bunch of topics to go over there. We're going to get through them rather quickly. We got your weather, your yin rate, and, of course, more music. Philip Phillips is on the way. 9:33. We're back here in the Eagle 810 studio. It's Kellen, and this is time for the Average Joe's lightning round.
Buzzer.
We're gonna go ahead. Yeah, you got that buzzer. Make sure you talk up until it. Here it is. Okay, Tim Lincecum from the San Francisco Giants. He threw his second no-no of his career. He did it against the San Diego Padres. Now, I want to know to you guys, what is more impressive, the fact that Lincecum is the second pitcher in history to do this against the same team, last one being Christy Matheson in over 100 years ago, or that he joined Sandy Koufax, Randy Johnson, and Roy Halladay as the only pitchers with 2 Cy Young Awards and 2 no-nos?
Me personally, I think that the second in history, the same team, is the bigger accomplishment and more impressive. Now that steroids is out of baseball, finger quotes,
Yeah.
you're going to see the resurgence of the pitcher.
All right. What do you got for us, Squirrel?
Well, I would say that probably for the same thing, second time he's done it, that same team. But it's also a team that had the weakest hitting in
They're
the
still a major league
right
team.
now. So
All right. I like that. What do you got, Shawn
I'm
Burton?
not impressed at all. This came against the Padres, the one team in baseball that hits worse than the Cubs. I give him a .5 for both no-nos against the Padres, so he's really only got one.
A
Because-
no-hitter?
Yeah, you could send a high school pitcher out there against the Padres. He could probably no-hit him.
Well, we're still talking baseball now. Home run derby showdown. Will you be interested in Jonas Cespedes? He's the winner of last year's home run derby against Yasiel Puig. He kind of called him out, his fellow Dominican. Is this interesting to you?
I think this has a lot of potential, but what tends to happen in the home run derby is that some of these guys go up there and on the big stage and can't hit. So I think it has a lot of potential to be interesting. I do like both those guys in it, but I like to see somebody else come up and do it.
All right, Squirrel.
yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to go for a second one. I mean, he called him out in that last one. I think he's gonna be eating his words. I think how do you say his name?
Puig.
Puig is gonna be taking it. He's gonna make him eat his words. Eat
All
him.
right, I like that.
There's no way, dude. Cespedes hit 32 out last year. He is a monster at that plate. Puig's no slouch, but Cespedes is going to hit the ball.
He also got
his
hurt
face.
last year, too, afterwards.
Oh, yeah?
Cespedes did.
Yeah?
His manager is actually talking about him not.
I just say Chris Davis. He had all the home runs last year and didn't do anything.
All right, and Mavericks big man Tyson Chandler coming back. He got traded from New York back to Dallas, where he won a ring. I know Dirk Nowitzki's happy. How do you think this fares for the Mavericks and Dirk Nowitzki? Is it too little, too late, or a good move for them?
I think it's a good move. Dirk's one of those type of guys that knows his role. He's going to be a team player. I think he has a little left in the tank. And bringing Tyson back, as a big man, still some miles left in him. I think it's a good thing for what they're going to do.
All right, Squirrel.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a good move to bring him back in there. They're going to have a better defense now. They got 2 big men on the offense, and it's going to. He said he's going to be trying to recruit Carmelo, so that might help him out.
Well, they got Mark Cuban, who has a lot of dough, so that could possibly happen. What you got for us, buddy?
I think it was ridiculous to let him go in the first place. He
Bingo.
was a huge impact on that team, and they clearly realized that once he was gone. So it was a big mistake on their part. It's going to cost them a lot of money in the long run. They should have just signed him to a deal.
Definitely, and hopefully these years away, Tyson can still come back and play that same role.
System, yeah.
We'll see if that works. And while we're talking about NBA, Carmelo, where's he going to end up, fellas?
The Rockets, I don't know. I think there's still too many things out there. LeBron's situation out there. Everybody's all these guys are talking. Where are we going to play? Where's the money?
Okay, so where's the best fit for him in your opinion?
I don't know. The Rockets. I really don't know.
right.
Melo's
Squirrel.
done.
I think the fact that he's looking into it, I think he's going to go to the Mavericks. He doesn't stay with the Knicks, even though they can offer him the most money. I'm saying he's going to Dallas.
You think Dallas?
Yep.
Is that a good fit for him and Dirk? Will that work?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
I think the best fit for him is probably Chicago, but I think he's going to go wherever the most money is. He's very, very selfish. I don't think he has a chance at winning a championship unless he can land somewhere with LeBron. He's not going to win.
Yep, and I've been saying this for a while now. Chicago is definitely the best fit. You got a team that plays defense. Carmelo, their one point,
so he can just shoot and hang out.
Their one point, their best thing is offense. They had Kirk Heinrich shooting their game winners last year. Doesn't really work that well.
I like the Chicago call. That's probably the smartest
all right.
move.
And while we're talking about this, NBA draft is on. It's going to change a lot of things, but good idea for LeBron James to opt out. And where does he end up?
I think it was a good idea for him as a business decision and the Heat, so they can possibly bring some things in, but it doesn't tie LeBron in. If they don't bring any people in to advance next year, then he can go elsewhere and take his talent.
Squirrel.
Yeah, well, when Kevin Durant is saying, hey, that's the smartest move, opponent of yours is saying, hey, that I would have been doing the same thing. Anybody would be doing the same thing. I think we're looking at it too much just because it's LeBron. I think he's going to stay in Miami.
Options.
Most definitely. And go ahead.
Yeah, I think it would be ridiculous not to opt out. He's the best player in the game, and he really has to if they're going to have the salary cap to bring some pieces down there to Miami to get him what he needs to win again. And he can go anywhere he wants. That's where he's going to end up, wherever he wants to be.
That's true. That's very true. And after Uruguay's Luis Suarez, he bit the Italian defender on his shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
What is the most unsportsmanlike conduct that you personally have seen?
The only one that always comes to mind, you guys probably have the same one, it's Holyfield and Tyson, the ear chomp. And that's only because I saw that. I remember
I watched
watching
that live too. Yeah.
I don't think that was unsportsmanlike. That was self-defense. He was getting beat up.
I hear ears are tasty.
Hey, go ahead, Squirrel. What you got for us?
Albert Hainsworth stomping on Dallas Cowboys' Andre Gordon. That was nasty. After he took off his helmet and tried and missed, you were deliberate on trying to go back for that second hit.
It was pretty dirty.
Yes, he
pretty
did.
good.
What do you got for us?
First of all, I don't think this was a bite. I think the guy slipped and fell, and his teeth just happened to land on his shoulder. So I'm gonna throw that out there. To me, the most unsportsmanlike event was Nancy Kerrigan, hiring the old lady to beat,
good.
sabotage. I know ice skating's not a real
Burgundy.
sport.
Hey, bringing it on that one. I like
Always
that.
coming with it. I like it.
He
All
watches
right.
ice skating, though, so, that says a lot.
Hey, all right. So with the first pick in this year's fantasy draft, insert your team name and select who you taking first pick overall. Shawn Burgundy, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I play in your league, so I'm not gonna give you a solid answer. But for the radio purposes, the Denfos Dirtbags are gonna select either Tim Tebow or Aaron Hernandez round 1.
Squirrel.
I'm probably going to go with Jamal Charles for my first pick just to take him from you. And then my name's going to be Polk High because Al Bundy needs to make a reappearance.
4 touchdowns, 1 game.
All right, real deal, Will Bill.
Vic in a box. I think, I'm going to have to go. I normally go running back. I think, the way it's gone, I might have to go with like a Peyton Manning. those five touchdowns a game, don't
makes
fly.
a big
I usually go with Drew Brees. That's my man down there.
I like running backs, but quarterbacks are
because he's the same height as you.
Most definitely. Hey, stick around. We're going to talk about what's on your mind, the Joe's mind, here in a moment. But we got more music. Arctic Monkeys, Do I Want to Know?
And here's what the Joes have on their mind today.
946 Airborne Toxic event right there. What does this mean? You're moving on. We're back here in the Eagle 810 studio for the Average Joe Sports Show. It's Kellen. We got Squirrel, Real Deal, and Shawn Burgundy. And now I want to find out what's on the Joes' minds. Squirrel, go ahead and open it up for us.
Well, I'm a big NFL fan. It's probably my sport that I follow the most. I'm looking forward to, they just announced recently that Atlanta Falcons chosen for the 2014 edition of Hard Knocks. I'm just kind of scared I might start liking the team. We were talking a little bit about that offline.
Come over to the dark side.
Yeah, the Real Deal right here. He's a Georgia boy, so big Falcon fan. So it'd be good to see what those guys, what's going on over there.
Got a rebound from last year,
They
right?
really do. A lot of injuries, though. Julio Jones, Roddy White were in and out the lineup.
Matt had no protection.
Matt's
trash.
Matty Ice, it's time for him to put up or shut up.
I agree.
I
agree. They signed him that big contract. It's time to,
It really is. It really is.
He's
And
counting money instead of throwing touchdowns.
At least he's got it, I guess.
all right, a Real Deal. What you got for us, man?
So as a Georgia boy, I'm gonna plug my Georgia Bulldogs. They just closed a.
That's too much Georgia on one show right now.
No, it's not. It's actually starting to feel like home in here. But they just closed a home series, deal to play Notre Dame in 2017, 2019.
Oh,
and,
can't wait.
I agree. I'm not a Notre Dame fan. However, with the playoff system coming about, every team's going to have to, get rid of some of them cupcakes and, schedule some of these bigger D1 teams. And, for Notre Dame and recruiting, it's good for them and for us to, get these College of Charlestons and Troys and whoever off the schedule. It's good for us. So, good job.
Shawn Burgundy, wake up and give us your topic, man.
Oh, man.
Why'd you fall asleep?
I don't know what happened. It's all the Georgia talk. I was passing out. I don't know what's going on. I got to say, I never thought I'd say this, but I want to send a big radio get well soon card to Tony Romo because Kyle Orton is trash. And Brandon Whedon has been taking all of the first team snaps down there in Dallas.
Really?
All of them.
Oh, I thought Jason Witten and him broke up or something.
We need to go ahead and get some dones down there to Tony Romo's back. Maybe get him a nice little massage or something. Get him back in there and get him started.
What's wrong with Tony Romo right now?
Tony Romo had back surgery.
Oh,
so
was it outpatient back surgery though?
I don't know.
Was it that Dwight? Because Dwight Howard had back surgery too, but it was the same day he was in and out. Like it wasn't like no real back surgery.
But he plays basketball, which isn't a real contact sport. So back surgery is serious, man. That's what ended Troy Aikman's career.
I'm not even going to chime in on this Tony Romo garbage.
He went for the volume thing. He went to turn off his
I gotta
headphones.
turn this down.
Oh yeah, Notre Dame was a much more sound topic.
Here,
You're
you
right.
know what?
Agreed. I agree.
From all of us here at Eagle 810, get well, Tony Romo.
Yeah. Come on.
From the two Cowboy fans in the studio.
We need you
know
back,
what?
brother.
Now we're about 10 weeks away, a little over 10 weeks away from football season, and I'm excited about that. But I still got basketball in the brain with the draft going on today. Andrew Wiggins went with the first pick. Parker went with the second pick. Embiid went third. And I think it's going to be crazy the way the NBA is about to shake up this summer. A lot of things are going to happen. Carmelo, where he goes, is going to trade up some things. But I'm going to tell people right now, LeBron James is staying put in Miami.
You think so?
I think so. I think you can look for the next day. I think June 30th is when they have to July 1st maybe, where they have to let them know if they want to re-sign or if they're going to opt out or stay in their contracts. I look for Bosch and Wade to opt out of their contracts and all of them to restructure their deals, take a little less money, and try to bring someone else in. I hope it's not Carmelo. I don't want Carmelo.
Are you going to still be a LeBron fan if he jumps ship?
If LeBron jumps ship, I'm going to be very upset. I'm gonna be very upset.
Where you going to go?
Are you going to be a Knicks fan?
No.
I just think it depends on what Miami does.
It does. It definitely does.
If they don't do nothing, he's gone.
But Pat Riley won't. He's not silly, man. Pat Riley builds championships.
I don't think you're going to ever jump off of LeBron's jock. I think you're going to ride that coattail.
This is coming from a Kevin Durant.
I'm going to say right now, I'll follow LeBron wherever he goes.
Look at that. See?
I
think you're going to go with him.
All day.
I think you're going to go with him.
I'm a huge LeBron fan. I went from Cleveland to Miami.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm telling you one more. I don't know if I can do that, man.
You're going to do it.
I really can't.
You're going to do it.
I really can't.
Diversify yourself.
This is a different day and age. I understand sports is all about free agency now. So it is a different day and age. Everybody's like, you want people to stay in with the one team forever. Those days are gone.
They are gone.
Those days are long gone.
Not in Dallas. Dirk's been there for quite some time.
Who?
It still happens.
Okay.
Dallas has held on to Dirk Nowitzki. He's won a couple championships down there. Kobe's done his whole
he's only
career.
won one. He's only won one.
He's only won one.
Okay,
Wes.
sorry. So now you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Oh, you're gonna cut me?
Shawn Burgundy, Squirrel, and Real Deal, man. Appreciate you guys coming on this morning.
Appreciate
Another
it.
great
Oh,
show.
It's a good show.
Take care. Enjoy. You guys have a good weekend, man.
Likewise.
You too. See
All
you
right.
later.
Stay tuned. We have your weather, your yen rate, and more music before we wrap up the morning cruise control.